Yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We got another vid type shit from casual car dude with a crash would be like at different speeds. Now, bro, yo, if you driving out there, bro, don't be doing excessive speeding, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, it's just, you can speed sometimes on back roads, you feel me? Like, when there's nobody around, but, like, don't do nothing excessive, bro. Bro, please, don't be safe out there if you're driving a car for real, deadass. But other than that, make sure you check out the car dude. I'll leave his channel in the vid down below type shit. Check out my TikTok, bro. I got other types of content over there. Other than that, let's go.
40 miles per hour. At 40 miles per hour, crashes stop being a bad day and start being a roll of the dice with death. Unbelted, hitting something at 40 is basically like being thrown off a four-story building and landing.
Bro, it's crazy how like when you're in the car, like 40 miles per hour doesn't feel fast at all. But if you got out and just stood next to the road, bro, and there was cars going 40 miles per hour, bro, that shit would be like, it'll be zooming by, bro. It's crazy, bro. And like,
car goes from moving to not moving in a heartbeat, but your body still has 40 miles per hour of momentum, and it's looking for an exit, and the car tries to save you. Modern safety tech finally goes into full panic mode here. The front end crumples like an accordion to buy you milliseconds. The engine block can be driven backward, resulting in a dangerous intrusion into the passenger survival cell. The dashboard and steering wheel move toward you as the whole structure compresses.
Car crashes
Inside
are
the
so
cabin,
scary, bro.
it's not impact. It's a
Them shits are
catastrophic
scary
release of
as
energy.
hell,
Your chest
bro.
hits the belt so hard it can feel like someone dropped a concrete block on you. Your head whips forward like it's on a rope. Your legs slam into the dash and your knees get driven back. The kind of injury that changes how you walk for the rest of your life. Even when buckled up, 40 miles per hour is where we begin to see the clinical reality of these impacts. Severe brain injuries, spinal damage, broken legs, crushed knees. But the real horror at this speed isn't the bones. It's what you don't see. Your chest can take such a brutal deceleration that your aorta, the main artery leaving your heart, can tear. That's called a traumatic aortic rupture, and it's one of those injuries where people can look fine for a moment and then they're not. 60 miles per hour.
Bro, all that's literally just at 40, bro. Could you imagine like crashes at like 100, bro? That's instant death, bro. Like that's just like, and then you're just fucking dead, bro. Like that's crazy, bro. The fact that all that can happen at 40 miles per hour is actually crazy, bro. Like,
the speed where,
bro. Imagine being like a F1 driver, a NASCAR driver, bro. They be going like 160, 180, bro. I think F1 be going faster than that. I don't know, but they be going fast as hell, bro. Cause they're like, imagine that type of crash, bro. Imagine an F1 crash right into the fucking wall, bro. There's no chance of survival.
Survival stops being the question, and how bad will it be becomes a grim reality, especially if it's a head-on car crash. Most cars are only tested for crashes around 35 to 40 miles per hour. At 60 miles per hour, you're dealing with more than double the crash energy of 40. Your body is decelerating in the range of 40 to 60 Gs, and it can cause diffuse axonal injury, DAI. Your brain is essentially floating in fluid inside your skull. When you crash at this speed, your skull stops instantly, but your brain keeps moving, rotating, and twisting. The nerve fibers, the axons that connect everything, literally tear apart. That's catastrophic, often irreversible brain damage, the kind of injury where someone may never truly come back. Moreover, your body stops due to the seatbelt and car.
But that's why I like wonder, bro. Like, you ever like see those true crime stories or something like that, bro? When people like you don't know, if you don't know like one story I'm talking about, if you're really into true crime, bro. Like that one girl who tried to kill her boyfriend, and then the dude in the backseat just happened to be there. And like she drove into the brick wall at like 150 miles per hour or something like that, bro. And she somehow survived and only was in the hospital for a couple weeks, bro. And she was chilling after. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, how do people survive that shit, bro? Like,
organs are still traveling at 60 miles per hour inside you. Your heart, liver, and spleen keep moving forward and can literally tear away from their attachments. As we've mentioned before, aortic dissection becomes an even more of a threat at this speed. Now, if you're unbelted at these speeds, then you're not a person in a car anymore. You're cargo. Ejection becomes likely.
That's why like it's so stupid, bro. People don't wear their seatbelts, bro. They think they cool as hell, bro, for not having a seatbelt on, bro. It takes 2 seconds, but just put that bitch on, bro. Like it's not that big a deal, bro. It's genuinely not, bro. Like you're a grown ass man. You look like a fucking idiot by thinking you're hard and shit for not having a seatbelt on, bro.
Highway speed is basically a death sentence. People have been launched through glass like it's paper, thrown out and tumbled across pavement like a rag doll, crushed by their own vehicle during a rollover. In 1997, Diana, Princess of Wales, was riding in a Mercedes in Paris when it struck the 13th pillar of the Pont de l'Alma underpass at an estimated estimated around 65 miles per hour, leading to fatal
Yo,
injuries.
wasn't that crash like planned or some shit, or like there's like a conspiracy around her
Crashing
death?
at this
I don't
speed is the
know.
exact same as jumping off a 20-story building and face planting into concrete. And at this speed, your car doesn't get to absorb the crash the way it did at 40 or 60. Crumple zones have a limited amount of distance to crumple. At 80, they burn through that distance fast. And once the front end is done folding, the rest of the energy has only one place left to go: into the cabin and into you. This is where your body becomes a checklist of catastrophic failures. Pelvis can fracture or shatter from brutal compression. Rib cage can collapse inward, turning every breath into a fight. Spine, multiple levels can be injured from violent flexion and twisting.
Bro, I wouldn't
Femurs,
wish a
yes,
car
the
accident
strongest
or
bones
nothing
you
like that on
have
my
can
worst
still
enemy,
break,
bro.
sometimes
Like,
in ugly
this shit
multi-segment
is so
fractures.
scary,
But the
bro.
nightmare injury at this speed, the one trauma teams dread, is the one that doesn't even look real. Internal decapitation, atlanto-occipital dislocation. This is when the force is so severe that the connection between the skull and upper spine fails internally. The skin
What? That could happen? So my head's just off my body without my head being off my body, bro. So like my head's still just there. It's just ooh.
can stay
Bro.
intact. The head can look normal.
Bro, how
but
does it
inside,
get worse than this? He's
structural
at 80
weight
miles
is
per
gone,
hour already,
meaning
bro.
the brainstem can be fatally damaged in an instant. In 2013, Fast and Furious actor Paul Walker was traveling at an estimated 94
That's his
miles
car!
per hour in a Porsche Carrera GT.
Bro, his
The vehicle
car is
lost control
cooked!
and struck fixed objects,
Oh
resulting
my
in a fatal
God!
crash. Investigators later noted that the extreme speed played a critical
Bro,
role.
I've never
in the
seen what his
severity of
car
the
looked like
impact.
after,
100
bro.
miles
That's not
per
even a
hour.
car
At triple
anymore.
digits, all those safety features your car commercials brag about. The 5-star crash ratings? Yeah, they're all essentially decorative at this point. The kinetic energy at 100 miles per hour is 25 times greater than at 20 miles per hour. To put that in perspective, if 20 miles per hour is a slap on the face, 100 miles per hour is getting hit by a freight train. Here's what happens to your car.
please
It doesn't
don't
just crumple.
excessive
It doesn't
speed out
politely
there, bro.
fold up like origami. No, your vehicle shreds, disintegrates, or literally wraps itself around whatever you hit like aluminum foil around a bowling ball. Hit a tree? The passenger compartment experiences extreme deformation around a rigid, unmoving object. Slam into a concrete barrier? Your vehicle doesn't stop so much as it ceases to exist as a recognizable object. We're talking complete structural annihilation. The frame bends, twists, and tears apart. The engine block can get punched straight through the firewall and into the cabin, or sometimes it just separates entirely and is ejected from the vehicle. And the driver? Well, death is usually instantaneous. For example, a 150-pound person hitting a solid wall at 100 miles per hour would experience the order of 2,500 G deceleration. Even with a seatbelt stretching over 20 centimeters to slow you, that force is 500 G,
Bro.
way more than the 60 G limit.
These
which is
people that
considered-
survive these types of crash, not at 100, but these people that survive crashes at like 85, 90 miles per hour, dog. That has to be like a 1 in a billion chance of happening, bro. Cause like after seeing this, I knew car crashes were bad and they did bad things to you, but like, bro, I didn't never went this deep into it and like saw how bad it was, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bro, this shit is actually crazy, bro. Bro, please don't speed out there, though. Please don't. Like, it's not worth it, bro. Like, you can speed a little bit, like, you know, if the speed limit is 45, you can hit, like, a little 60, you know what I mean? That's not that crazy. But, like, don't excessive speed at, like, 100 on the highway. Don't be cutting up in traffic or anything like that, bro.
safe. And even if by some miracle you somehow didn't die instantly, you'd have what's called non-compatible with life injuries. That's medical speak for technically still alive for a few seconds, but there's literally nothing anyone can do. Multiple organ failure, massive hemorrhaging from every major blood vessel, complete neurological devastation, and skeletal destruction so severe that your body can't support itself. 120 to 150 miles per
No,
hour. At
bro, you would dead
120
ass.
to
Your dead ass is like you're gone, bro. Your body's
150 miles
just
per hour.
gone.
The pulling
The
forces
car
in the
is
human body become
gone.
extreme. The forces involved can exceed what the body's
Like,
joints
that
and
car
connective
genuinely
tissue
might
are
just
physically
evaporate,
capable
bro.
of holding together. When that happens, the connections at major joints fail. The shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees are no longer able to stay attached under that level of stress. This is known as traumatic amputation, and at these speeds, it can affect multiple limbs at the same time. At this point, the crash no longer resembles a typical car accident. The amount of energy released is so high that the vehicle and everything inside it are destroyed in a way that reflects total structural failure rather than impact damage. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. Your spine can tear apart segment by segment. Your spine isn't one bone. It's 33 individual vertebrae stacked on top of each other, held together by discs,
Bro, could you
ligaments, and
imagine
muscles.
head-on
At
collision at
120 miles
120,
per
bro?
hour and above,
Like that's gotta be what it feels like to like be in the NFL and like you're a corner, bro, and like some pulling guard just comes out of nowhere and just fucking. That's gotta be what it feels like, bro. Or like if Derrick Henry's coming at you full speed and just stiff arms the hell, that's gotta be what it feels like, bro. Cause that's insane, bro. Like I heard NFL players, they said like every single tackle and every single play is like a mini car crash, bro. That is actually insane, bro. Fuck, yo.
That structure can
imagine being like getting hit by a
when
semi
this
too,
happens,
bro.
The spinal cord is completely disrupted,
Them bitches,
cutting
those
off
shits are
all
like
communication
8,000
between the
pounds,
brain
bro.
and the
Fuck
rest
all
of the
that.
body. And when that happens, your entire nervous system just stops. Every signal, every function, every tiny electrical impulse that keeps you alive, gone instantly. Moreover, at 120 to 150 miles per hour, the brain undergoes what's called near total axonal shearing. Remember how at 60 to 70 miles per hour, we talked about diffuse axonal injury where some nerve fibers tear? Here, we're talking about almost every nerve fiber in your brain tearing at once. At these speeds, the shearing forces are so intense that brain tissue could literally break down at a cellular level. The brain cannot process signals, control the body, or sustain consciousness. This level of neurological damage is instant and irreversible, 160 plus miles per hour.
Dude, no
At
way.
these speeds, a car isn't transportation anymore. It's a sealed container of kinetic energy, and when that container hits something solid, the energy doesn't vanish.
If you're going 160, bro, and you're not an F1 or a NASCAR driver, bro, you should be locked up in prison for life, bro. Because you shouldn't be doing this. This is dangerous to you and everyone around you, bro.
This is also where fire stops being a maybe. In high-speed impacts, metal can scrape and grind across asphalt and barriers, fuel systems can rupture, and the fuel can aerosolize, creating the perfect conditions for instant ignition and a fireball on impact. Now, here's what happens to the human body. The impact is faster than your nervous system can process. Yep, your body. This incredible biological machine with a nervous system that can react in milliseconds can't keep up. It takes about 100 to 150 milliseconds for a pain signal to travel from the point of injury to your brain. That's already incredibly fast. But at 200 plus miles per hour, the death event, the moment the brain is destroyed, happens in less than 50 milliseconds. And believe it or not, there is actually one documented case of someone surviving an impact.
No fucking way!
IndyCar, 2003. He crashed at roughly 220 miles per hour and survived a split-second peak deceleration of 214 G.
No way.
Guinness World Records entry
No
based on
way.
data from
No,
his
how the hell is that possible? How in the hell is that possible? And look at these cars too. There is no sort of protection on them unless y'all know F1, bro, and y'all see this vid, bro. Let me know like if there's like protection on these cars. But bro, there is nothing on these cars besides these little ass wheels, this little ass front, and then it's just you right here. There's no roof covering you. There's nothing else. How? No. That man has to be a robot, bro. That man has to be a robot. That dude's not real. That dude's immortal, bro. There's no chance you've survived a car crash at 220 miles per hour in an F1 car. That's gotta be statistically impossible, bro. You have to. I know. You're in. No way. No fucking way. No fucking way.
214 G, a Guinness World Records entry based on data from his in-car crash recording system. But here's the catch. He survived because he had two things you will never have in a normal street car. A carbon fiber survival cell designed to stay intact when everything else disintegrates. A 6-point racing harness that spreads force across the torso instead of concentrating it like a standard seatbelt. YouTube says this video is the perfect
type shit, so I guess there is a little bit more protection. But even still, bro, 220 is insane, dog. 220 is insane. That's actually crazy, bro. Shout out to that dude for surviving type shit. But make sure y'all check out this dude's channel. I'll leave it down below. I forgot his name, but I'll leave him down below. I'll leave the vid down below. Show this man some love, bro, please. That was a W vid, yo. I forgot what I was about to say. I was about to say something about cars, and I just completely forgot. So, yeah. But make sure y'all like, sub, comment, do all that shit, please. Check out the TikTok, other content over there type shit. But other than that, make sure y'all always remember hard work pays off, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.